Surry Hills light rail goes $351,000 above reserve. Investors in Surry Hills are starting to see the upside of the controversial light rail project, with the Terrace going $351,000 above reserve this morning. The 3-bedroom Terrace at 619 Bourke St is just 6 doors down from the Devonshire St route, where the Book Kitchen Cafe was forced to close its doors due to construction. The Terrace sold for $2,551,000 to young family Mark and Melissa Gibson, with children Madeline, 3, and Hugh, 1. "I think the light rail will be fantastic," Ms. Gibson said. And the underbidder, Paul Monissa, who had been locked in a fierce bidding war for the home from $2,445,000, said he was acting for a client who was buying up property along the route. "Any transport links to the city will push up property prices," Mr. Monissa said. "Anything that takes you into George St quickly can only have that effect. But my client is patient, there will be other opportunities." The property was up for auction through McGrath agent Chris Chung, but it had attracted a stream of other local agents curious to see how a home so close to the light rail construction site would fare. But Bressaquitney agent Romany Brooks was on the money. "This has the potential to go off like a frog in a sock," she said. "It was one of the most exciting auctions in the area for some time, with $1,000 bids flying between each party." Mr. Gibson said it had been a deliberate strategy. "I just wanted to tire them out and it worked." 6 of the 7 registered bidders had been active during the competition for the 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom Terrace on a 158 SQM block. In a rare move, the McGrath agent Chris Chung had been transparent with the buyers about the $2.2 million reserve price. "We wanted to make it easier for buyers to understand the expectation," he said. Mr. Chung said some saw the proximity to the light rail construction site as a positive, whereas others were opposed. Before McGrath chief auctioneer Scott Kennedy Green got proceedings underway, the light rail had been the subject of light banter among the crowd that had gathered out the front. "I never want to see you on that light rail, ever," someone shouted across to a neighbor. Many of the local residents had been fierce opponents of the light rail, a favorite project of Premier Gladys Berejiklian when she was Transport Minister, cutting the neighborhood in two. On display at the open home had been other Surry Hills properties that had sold recently for about $2.2 million, though some of these didn't have the prized off-street parking like this one or were on smaller blocks. "We loved the block size and off-street parking was mandatory," Mr. Gibson said.